Hi, I'm Pam, and I'm here to talk about video games. Today I'm continuing on with my favorite games of all time, this time covering numbers 90 to 86. Number 90 is a game that's quite haunting and raises more questions than it answers. Inside was developed by Playdead and released in 2016. It's the follow-up to the also excellent Limbo. In it, you play a boy wandering through a dark and terrifying world who is constantly in danger. At the start, he's hunted by men and dogs. Why he's being hunted? You don't know that. As the game goes on, he's stalked by even greater dangers, like an immensely creepy girl in the water, and witnesses confusing and horrifying sights. The lighting in Inside is particularly spectacular, making it one of the more visually striking games that's been released recently. The mechanics of Inside are refreshingly simple, and its puzzles are clever, but never too challenging, whether you're mind-controlling zombie-like masses or trying to find out how to proceed. The things you see and hear leave a lot open to interpretation, and the dialogue around Inside is as interesting as the game itself. Next is the only mobile game on this list, and it's about gardening. Sort of. Plants vs. Zombies was developed by PopCap Games. It was first released for PC in 2009, but then came out for iOS in 2010, which is how I played it. It's a tower defense game where you protect your home from invading hordes of zombies by placing plants that can attack or defend. This game is addictive, which is a descriptor I don't generally consider to be a positive when it comes to games, but it doesn't have any free-to-play microtransaction nonsense, it has a clear endpoint, and is just a lot of fun. Between the different areas to defend, the different types of zombies, and the amazing array of plants you can use to set up your defense, there's a lot of variety to explore and strategies to try out. I started playing this game shortly before leaving for a vacation in Mexico. Though there was a beautiful beach and wonderful food and plentiful drinks to have, I spent quite a bit of time in my room playing Plants vs. Zombies. It was that good. 88 is one of the Nintendo games I used to play a lot as a child, and it takes place in a magical kingdom. Adventures in the Magic Kingdom was developed by Capcom and released for NES in 1990. The Disney parade is about to begin, but Goofy has lost the keys to the castle. Silly Goofy. You need to find 6 silver keys to open the gate and let the parade begin. This is one of the games I played a lot as a kid, and it does one of my favorite things, combine multiple genres. Though there are only 5 real levels, you do get to do a lot of different things. You get to do platforming in Pirates of the Caribbean and The Haunted Mansion. Autopia turns it into a racing game. Space Mountain is one of the earliest examples of QuickTime events that I can think of. There's even a series of Disney trivia questions to get one of the keys. Maybe this is where my love of trivia came from. I went to Disney World once when I was a kid, before I ever had an NES, and I remember the Haunted Mansion and Space Mountain blowing my mind. Adventures in the Magic Kingdom managed to recapture the excitement of those attractions, as much as any 8-bit game could. The next game is another one that features zombies, only these ones aren't nearly as cute. State of Decay was developed by Undead Labs and released in 2013. It's a zombie survival game, though one that's quite a bit different than the usual. While it does have rather typical third-person zombie fighting and shooting, there's also a big emphasis on resource management, base building, and upkeep of group morale. Though you always start as the same character, Marcus Campbell, whose camping trip with his buddy has been interrupted by the zombie apocalypse, you can play as any of the survivors who join you throughout the game. Maybe Maya is better with guns, so you play her on a combat-heavy mission. Maybe another survivor is better with people, so you take them to talk to the neighbors. Each of the characters you come across has their own traits and backstory. If the survivor you're playing dies, it's not game over, you just play another one. At least in theory. I restarted the game twice after I got Marcus killed because I had grown attached. State of Decay manages to bring something new to the zombie genre with its deep gameplay and emphasis on survival outside of just fighting the undead. You need to manage interpersonal problems, research new things, make food, and create weapons. I really loved finding the perfect base for my ragtag bunch and building it up to help them survive. Lastly is 86, which is a sports game. It's the only sports game you're going to hear me talk about. ESPN NFL Football was developed by Visual Concepts and released in 2003. It's the fifth in the NFL 2K series. I got my PS2 pretty late in the game, and this was actually the first game I got for it. I used to be pretty into football, and I played this a ton. Always franchise mode, so I could build a team over multiple seasons. The game offered a lot: drafts, roster changes, trades, preseason games. I actually liked the management aspect of it much more than playing the weekly games, though playing offense was pretty fun too. Defense isn't my thing though. One of the extras I absolutely loved in this game was the crib. You got a place to make your own, from choosing finishes on counters and floors, to covering your walls with team memorabilia, and filling the rooms with arcade machines and pool tables. I really miss the 2K series, and am still mad that the NFL signed an exclusive deal with EA, making the much inferior Madden series the only one that can use team names and player likenesses. If 2K was still making these games, I might still be into football. That's all for this episode. I hope you'll come back for the next one. Check out the previous episode in this series if you missed it, or another of my videos linked here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.